You're saying that you can see the viewers lists pretty easily? Ah, crap. I always forget to look at that. See, you say that you can see the viewers list very easily, but then I never look. I can, but I forget. Oh my gosh, who's watching, who's not? Who's here? Specchio, thank you for the resub, and Crappy, thank you for being a big old letter. Please take us on over to the game reveal, because we got a good GM on the way. Whoa, that is... Oh, come on. I literally put together a different transition. I don't want freaking Bubble Bobble again. Oh my gosh. We're going back. No, I mean Bubble Trouble. Lena Faye, thank you for subscribing. Many appreciations there. Okay. Let's get the right transition here. Today is a fantastic day. That awkward pause right there, making it so that it's a lot easier for me to make the YouTube highlights. And now, Crappy, walk. Come on, just take us on over. Yeah, past 2010, past Street Fighter, and on to the GM reveal. You know, this GM, I don't believe has given a game during the tournament quite yet, but hey, they've been around for quite a while, and honestly, I never know what to expect when they show up. Please say hello to our dear friend, Cosmic the Dolphin. Oh my gosh, good to see you. Oh, Silverdorf, thank you for the 100 bits, and Cosmic the Dolphin, hello, how you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Well, good. Yeah, I know that things have been a little bit hectic around your part of the world, but I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're giving out a game.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I'm, like, stupidly excited for this game.
Uh-oh. I'm a little bit concerned. Like, okay, I was excited, but now that you're excited, I'm concerned. Oh, thank you, Hedge Maze, for reminding me about the closed caption thingy. Bam! I have officially started closed captions. I need to put a reminder, though, to actually get it embedded into OBS so that I can have the commentators show up in the captions as well, because that would be good. Yeah, we've got the power. So you say that you are ridiculously excited about this upcoming game that you're giving out. What are you giving out, Cosmic the Dolphin? Why? What? Help.
So when my very first game I gave out in Kusogrand8 was a 3D flying PlayStation game where you were flying with weird controls.
Are you talking about Cosmic Race?
That was Bug Riders, the Race of Kings.
Oh, Bug Riders, that's right. I remember that because one of our players, rearview mirror, I'm looking at you, one of our players put a weird filter over it.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then we now have a rule, don't put weird filters over your game feed for, like, if we're capturing it. You can on your own end if it helps you when you're playing. I don't care.
So I was looking through European-only, PAL region-only PS1 games. I found a game that is mechanically very similar but very different.
Ooh.
And it is The Raven Project.
Oh, there's a "the" in it?
Yes, there's a "the" in it.
Well, you know what? The players are going to be playing The Raven Project and trying to make as much progress as they can over the course of the hour. Whoever does takes the victory, gets 10 points for round one, and they get to do a little dance party, which is pretty good. Yeah, if they don't win, that's okay. They're not eliminated from Kusogrand8. It just makes it harder in future rounds to stay in. So we will be very excited to see how the players do in The Raven Project. Oh my gosh. I do love that we've got players currently trying to get pictures. One of the things that we've started doing this year is asking the players to put a picture over their feed before we start so that we can verify that they are indeed in their correct place for cropping purposes. And it's always funny to see what players come up with. Now, I will say, for cropping purposes, this is going to be a nightmare because it's PS1.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very it's a very weird game. It was originally a DOS game. This was released in 1995 on DOS, and then they ported it to PlayStation 1. And well, just for round one stuff, I think it's easier to get folks to boot up a PS1 game than getting DOS set up. So I was like, this will be a good way to get your toes dipped in. But
you're very optimistic about the PS1.
But think about this. Obviously, the game was originally designed to be played on a keyboard.
Okay. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV managed to do the PS4 and the PC, and it works pretty well. So that's cool. I'm completely sure that the Raven Project, let me go ahead and put the in front of it because that's very important. I'm absolutely confident this company could handle it.
So part of my instructions for our competitors today was specifically, please, for your own sanity, change the controls from the defaults.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's one of those games. I gotcha. Well,
so
we've got a full hour. Yeah, and if they didn't change it, then... But then again, like, did you give recommendations for how to change it, or did you just say, please change it?
Just please change it. They can figure that out on their own. Let's see, I've got a question here.
Yes.
Passwords. Yes.
Well, I'm gonna also check to see if everybody is okay starting after you answer that question. Yeah, and for those in chat who are watching the captions, I realize, yes, it is only capturing my voice and not getting Cosmic. However, we're going to work on that. We're going to go ahead and try to get that changed. One weird issue right now that I have with OBS, though, is that I updated it, and that ruined everything, and I have to run OBS in safe mode. So I'm not exactly sure how much work it's going to take to put an extension in here while OBS is currently broken, but, you know, I'm going to hope. I'm going to hope. Oh, yeah. Welcome to my life. Well, I'm checking to see how players feel about starting. It does look like they were asking about passwords, and they are allowed to use passwords if they would so desire. You say that it's a little bit quicker than reloading, so passwords allowed. It looks like 2 of our players are ready. We've got prediction going up in Twitch chat. Feel free to go and bet all of your ghost puppies on who is going to win. That's what the dead puppies are for voting purposes. So feel free to go ahead and use those in chat. No, Q, we are not using briefcase passwords in the Raven Project. That's not how they work. Or is it? I don't know. I don't know how sophisticated the passwords are going to get.
The passwords are always 4 characters, but they are not letters.
Hey,
they are.
It looks like all of the players are ready. So what would be good emotes for chat to spam when we do the countdown?
If they have anything related to spaceships or aliens or extraterrestrial life, go for it.
Oh, yeah, aliens, bugs, gross stuff. I don't know. I'm feeling like an 8-year-old boy from the 90s, you know, just, yeah, slime. Technology. As soon as I see movement in the first mission, I will start our timer. I don't know when the mission starts, but I will start our timer when we see it.
I think Bad Chop has already entered. Mazre is deciding to try to mess with changing the weapon loadout. So I think you could go ahead and start.
Okay. I will. Yeah,
Yep,
here
there
we
you
go.
go.
Okay, and I'm gonna recapture everything because it looks oh so very not good. That's okay. Welcome to Kusogrand8, where occasionally, especially if it's not one of the standard systems, I'm gonna have to do work. That's my job. I'm the producer here. Okay.
So, yeah, so this is a 3D space combat game. Tried that. The easiest way to describe it is Star Wars Rebel Assault at home.
Uh-oh. Okay, I've never played Rebel Assault.
Play Rebel Assault before playing the Raven Project.
Or after, so, I don't have my opinion ruined, I'm like, oh, Rebel Assault is a good game. If I'm comparing a bad game to a good game the entire time I'm playing it, I don't know if I'll enjoy it as much.
So, this game has very weird speed controls. And I think it's because of this game originally having been on keyboard and not controller.
Okay. I'm thinking back in the era of the PS1, there were quite a few PC games that were either getting ported to the PlayStation or that just ended up getting made for both of them because, the PlayStation was such an increase in sophistication when it came to consoles. Due to the CD nature. I'm thinking Magic Carpet got a PlayStation port. I don't think Magic Carpet is better on PlayStation, but it got a PlayStation port. Glover. Okay, that was N64 and PlayStation, not PC ever. Yeah, Glover's a sin. I don't know.
So, the way your speed works in this game is that you move at a constant speed that is controlled by, at least in the standard setup, either the R1 or R2 button on the PlayStation controller. So, you hold down the R1 button to speed up, and then you hold the R2 button to brake. And whatever speed you are going at, whenever you let go of either one of those buttons, you will continue moving at that speed forever until you change it again.
Oh no.
I think it made a lot more sense whenever you were playing on a keyboard and one tap of the up arrow moved you one unit of speed faster, one tap of the down arrow moved you one speed slower. But doing that on PS1 controller just didn't work out as well. It's very weird. It will take a while for everyone to get used to.
I can believe that. I mean, okay, let me see. We do have a little information about the Raven Project. You told them the standard controls. X for shoot. Square was to change your weapon. Circle to lock on the enemy. Speed up is R1, speed down R2. Oh, I don't like that. Auto speed control triangle, select view L1, change radar range L2. Okay. I don't even know what I would change this to.
All I know is that, at least for me, having the speed controls on the face buttons felt a whole lot easier.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think. I've played some games where I've changed the speed using some of the R buttons, and honestly, I'm thinking, like, with the game sort of similar to Mech Warrior, that would make sense. It kind of makes sense in, like, since you're flying. Usually when you're flying, you don't ever necessarily come to a standstill. Still, I feel like they should be on opposing sides, not both of them on R.
Yeah. Another important thing, which so far 3 of our players have all failed Mission 2 already.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
One the target locking in this game is terrible. You really need to always double check what enemy you are targeting, because your shots will auto-target whatever enemy is being targeted.
Okay.
And you could cycle through what enemy is being targeted by hitting the target lock button.
Okay, gotcha.
That can mean, which it happened to Masri, and that's why Masri failed the mission that they were on. You could be targeting an enemy on the other side of the field that's nowhere close to you and shooting wildly at an enemy directly in front of you, but none of your shots head towards that direction because it's auto-aiming towards something that you can't even see.
Yeah. Well, the players are going to be getting used to this. We're going to really enjoy the loading screen a lot, it looks like. It is PS1, so it's not too much of a surprise. Loading from a cart is a lot faster than loading from a CD. Simply put, even like N64 versus PlayStation, yeah, N64 not nearly as sophisticated as some of the PlayStation hardware, but so much faster with literally any loads. I mean, that's sort of like solid state drives are really helpful for computers these days. They're just bam, super fast. Yeah, with that said, I'm really glad I'm not playing this. I don't really care for... I'm trying to think of the genre. I enjoy flying games. Those can be fun. Maybe it's a little too machine-based. Too many machines. Where's the humanity behind the machines?
I will say, if you are very used to space combat games, this game can be beaten very quickly, as I found out with one of my testers that I put this game on. One of my testers beat this game in well under an hour.
Oh, really? Okay.
But that was someone that had a ton of experience with space combat games.
That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Yeah. And right now, honestly, for a flying game on the PlayStation, this appears to be running fairly smoothly. The frame rate isn't that bad. You did say, we are giving a game out for round one, so it's not too big of a surprise that the game may run better than other games that we have in Kusogrand8. Do you feel like this was sort of a gentler punch?
Yeah, that was the plan with this one.
Okay,
this was a game that I felt this is round one only. By round two, I went to be hitting people hard,
Yeah, and I gave out the Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle for round one because I'm evil. Yeah, so for those who don't know, we have a whole referee team keeping track of how much progress the players have had. Linkura, Bees Louise, Soberdorf, and Jerry Harris are the main referees, with Not Electa in the background. Of course, things sometimes change around depending on how the games work, but I am seriously happy with how the ref team has been doing this year, making sure that we know who is in the lead. And at this point, Bad Chop is definitely in the lead. It looks like R1 Dog in the bottom right is in second, and third and fourth are sort of tied right now, but Bad Chop is a mission ahead of everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, Mazre or Mazer... Oh, wait. I actually asked people to send in pronunciation stuff, so I can go and check that to see if I'm slaughtering everything. But yeah, he tends to be a very solid player in the bottom left here. So even if he's falling a little bit behind in the beginning, I wouldn't be too surprised if he starts catching up. The main, Jumi is pretty good as well. R1 Dog, though, this is the mystery to me, because I don't know him.
This is their very first Kuso match.
Perfect. Well, going up against three other people who have played before, like R1 Dog, probably has a little bit of an uphill battle, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, get into the mix, play against some of the legends in Kusogrand8, see how you do. If you win, fantastic, and if you don't, that's okay. Everybody's guaranteed to be able to play at least 2 matches before they're eliminated, and if you're eliminated after 2 matches, you don't have to play any more of our crap.
So, Mazre has moved into the 3rd mission as well, so they are in 2nd now, firmly it appears. They finally got through the... No, our one dog also got into the 3rd mission, it looks like. So, yeah. I believe that right now it's Bad Chop, is it Rye Dog, or R1 Dog, and then Mazre. And Jumi is the only one still in Mission 2. Yes, this was a cryo game. People that know about cryo interactive, it's not going to be a surprise. But I will say, as far as cryo games go, if random YouTube comments in French are to be believed, the oldest person on the dev team of this game at its release was 21.
What?
This game was entirely made by teenagers.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty intense. And we've seen games by teenagers here on Kusogrand8, and I still celebrate the worst of them. Look, do you mean that they made the DOS version as well, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like doing something that works and ends up being this smooth on the PlayStation, this smooth and 3D. I'm gonna say these teenagers were ahead of their time.
Fully agree. And what's even more impressive is that if you watch the credits of this game, there is only a single programmer listed. This game had 1 programmer. 1.
I see 3 listed on Moby Games. We've got Fabien, Fessard, Pierre-Eric Laurent, and Fabrice Marilon. The 3 programmers here.
In the credits, for some reason, Fabien's the only one that's listed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but unfortunately, according to the YouTube comments I did find about this game, Fabien passed away very young due to an accident, but everyone, it was a comment thread that was in French with a lot of Cryo Interactive employees, and everyone was just talking about how incredible of a programmer he would have become, especially with his work as, he was either 18 or 19 doing this and doing the bulk of this game.
Honestly, yeah, that's really cool. Being able to, you're just out of high school, you make a game that is, they didn't have Unity. They didn't have, they didn't have the dev tools that we have today that anybody can make a 3D DOS game. It's really impressive for somebody that young to be able to pop out, get into a company, and just rock something out. I will say, though, that it looks like some of the other people who helped with the programming have helped on other games. I mean, Fabien did help with Time Cop on the Super Nintendo, one of the Tintin games in 2001 for Windows, which I actually don't know that Tintin game. Some of the others worked on Super Danny. How about the music for Toki on Atari ST? I love me a good Toki. Yeah, Liquid Kids for Amiga. I'm familiar with that one. Because I think I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, and as Codeman mentions, Cryo was, of course, responsible for Time Cop, so... Yeah, that's why we get to see some of the same devs in here. I think that this game had a lot of really cool things going for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sound design maybe not entirely, but everything else about it is really unique.
Yeah, sound is one of the weird things when it comes to video games. Like, oftentimes it can make or break that sound effect that I keep hearing, like, in the menu, sounds like a chocobo. Or, no, sounds like a Moogle from Final Fantasy IX. That's what I'm thinking. And it bothers me. But that's all. Like, sound design can make a game that sucks actually pretty enjoyable. It can make a very decently made game a miserable experience, or it can exist and be fine. And in this case, I think that the sound is fine. It's nothing stellar, but it's nothing offensive. Occasionally I hear a Moogle and that's it. That's, you know. Oh, this music. Oh, I like this, though.
Yeah, it's got cool music. Oh yeah, Psycho Lopez. I'm curious if there were older people on it. It wouldn't surprise me, but the only programmer that the credits mention is Fabian.
Yeah, it's weird because I have a list of credits that list other programmers. So like if within the game it doesn't list additional programming, hopefully others got credit, because it's pretty fun. The person who made the music for this game, by the way, was Jean-Michel Dollon, who didn't work on too many games. We've got the Raven Project. That's the only game that they worked on. Okay. Well, that checks out.
Yeah, they were the ones that I found a bunch of YouTube comments from in French. Basically, almost every video that exists of this game that's on YouTube, if you see comments, it's the game's composer. They seem to really fondly remember their time.
I'm so glad. Like, occasionally we have a game on Kusogrand8 and we see some of the devs show up replying to it, and they're like, hey, I made this game, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that we had it on our bad game tournament. But at the same time, like, flawed doesn't mean unfun, bad doesn't mean unfun, good doesn't mean enjoyable. Like, simply put, The Last of Us, an amazing game, absolutely miserable, and I cannot go back and play it. I will play a heck of a lot of flawed games because they kind of become a sandbox at some point where you get to play around with, like, some of the weird quirks in it that don't show up in other games that have the very standard, like, this is the specific type of polish that you need to have, and every game ends up sort of feeling a little bit the same. No, give me something weird. Give me something different. This game seems fairly standard, though, when it comes to, like, a space shooter. Like, I won't say that it's the prettiest game. It runs very smoothly, which is probably more of a priority if you want fast action on the PlayStation. You can't end up making it extremely beautiful unless it's stylized. But yeah, that's sort of my opinion. If you happen to be a dev on this game or one of the other games that we've had on Kusogrand8, speak up. I want to hear from you. I love you, okay? We're like, I'm always going to celebrate the devs, even when they have a project that didn't end up being the best out there.
I think Bad Chop is taking a little bit more of a commanding lead, but we're only a third of the way through the match, so there's a whole lot more game to be played.
Oh, yeah. So let me go and check right now to see how the ref stuff is going, because it does look like Bad Chop has a bit of an early lead. Mazre and R1 Dog are both in Chapter 2, Mission 1. Jumi a little bit behind, but he might start catching up right around now. Seriously, this is being pretty close between the people who are in the front, and it seems like as long as you don't fail a mission, if you take a little bit longer, that's going to be okay. Just make consistent progress, That is more important than going super fast in this match. Unfortunately, enemies are shooting at you and dealing damage. Does that affect your ability to control your ship, or is it just you can fly the ship normally until you're dead?
That's exactly it. You can fly a ship normally until you're dead.
Okay. There are some games that actually reduce your ability to do things as you take damage. I'm thinking Red Zone for Sega Genesis. You get hit, and if it hits the perfect spot on your ship, or on your helicopter, you're gonna struggle for a very, very, very long time until you can either get it repaired or you die. And death is more likely. So, having this game actually give you the leniency, I dig it. There are a lot of games out there that, enemies or even players get a little bit more powerful the closer they are to death. And even though that's not really realistic, it's more exciting. Being able to keep the same amount of power that you had before, even if you die, though, right before you die, I think that's fine. I like it. Yeah. Not necessarily realistic, but that's fine.
Yeah. So I just want to bring out that Mission 2 of Campaign 2 is actually an escort mission. Now, I have found that the best way to get through the escort mission is to just kill everything, and then the computer you're supposed to be escorting arrives on its own. But Mission 2 is an escort mission. I don't know if our player... From what I've seen, it looks like Mazare is taking the option of just trying to go fast and kill everything before any of the enemies would ever reach the target. But we'll have to see.
Okay, this is getting a little annoying. There are few alarms. I don't know why we have so many alarms in this ship.
That is the low health alarm, and it is relentless.
Which one? The whoop whoop whoop,
yes,
or the? Because
it should be the laser sound effect.
Oh, good, they stopped. I mean, Bad Chop died, but luckily we don't have to listen to that anymore. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives the opportunity for Mazare in the bottom left to catch up. Mazare is on that same mission as Bad Chop, and because of that, there is a chance for a lead change. We'll see how Mazare is able to do here. That Moogle sound! The Moogle sound, it's specifically when you go and get mail in Final Fantasy IX from the, whatever his name is, stupid mail Moogle. Oh, there are multiple of them.
Al lado, a la derecha.
Yeah, the Doreta, come on. You can do it.
Bueno.
Cosmic, I love when things start happening at home and people have to talk to others. Justin will occasionally come in here and try to talk to me, but he's always just mouthing words, and I absolutely cannot read lips. I will not get the message, and so I'm I gotta take my headphones off and talk to you a little bit in order to figure out what's going on. And I'm I know that you're trying not to interrupt stream, but just say what you need. Say it loud,
So here we go for your Spanish lesson for everyone here today. La escoba quedó en el carro. Our broom stayed in the car, and our car is at the mechanics. So yeah, we don't have a broom.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the game.
No, that was my Spanish lesson, if you could hear what was going on in the background.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, my imagination is in this game, we're trying to go shopping for a broom, okay? We got to blow up a bunch of ships in order to get there.
that probably, that would make sense.
Yeah, like, why else are we playing this game? What is the goal? Like, does this game have a story? Does it have any lore? Or is it just the Raven Project?
No, it's got an incredible story, and it is told entirely through FMVs.
No! Okay, well, let me see if I can find a little bit from the manual here. Okay, I found it.
Found the manual.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
I googled Raven Project manual, and it was the first linked. Okay.
That's the logical way to do it, yes.
It's Earth year 2278, and you've been commandeered by Earth's rebel forces as humanity's last and best hope. Earth is on the brink of annihilation by the Armids, an alien race of conquerors who've long eyed the planet's rare and rich resources. Yeah, like buds. Guess what? Planet Earth, only planet to have buds. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. A once powerful society, the humanoid Armids are in a state of decline. Their ruling aristocracy has succumbed to decadence and corruption, led by a pitiless leader bent on conquest. In a savage strike, the Armids have launched an offensive against Earth. Superior Armid firepower and massive incursions have left Earth reeling, looking to the armed forces to drum up a counteroffensive strong enough to stave off the encroaching aliens. But the Armids have a secret weapon. Gordon Dark, head of Dark Corporation. Gordon Dark, head of Dark Corporation. Okay. The Earth's leading manufacturer of large-scale weaponry is a powerful Armid ally, willing to divert crucial arms from the flagging Earth forces into the hands of the alien invaders. I can't believe Gordon Dark has turned against planet Earth. You know, you could probably go and blow up their headquarters. That would probably be better than fighting the aliens. Just go blow up the corporation. Then the Armids don't have weapons.
That basically happens.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good move.
Also, my favorite thing about this game is you've read a few times. The evil aliens of this game are named the Armids. So our valiant pilot in all of the game's cutscenes, as a way to make fun of the Armids, he refers to them as the armpits.
Oh, he calls them the armpits? Oh, bird! Take that, nerd. Nerd aliens, huh? Trying to steal our technology. Nerds. I do want to thank, by the way, some egrets and clades for resubscribing. Many thanks for you supporting the channel. Of course, if you're not able to subscribe or would rather not, just watching, following, sharing clips. If you find something funny and want to clip it, you are more than welcome to. That is a fantastic way. Or just lurk. You can be a sneaky lurker.
So I went to bring out what happened to Bad Chop right now. So as I mentioned, Bad Chop was on an escort mission. Bad Chop defeated all the enemies in the escort mission, but they couldn't end the mission and they were just wandering around aimlessly, which is something that I didn't mention, but the arrow was pointing. There was an arrow on screen pointing where he needed to go. He was just wandering around and not paying attention to the... Whenever you destroy all the enemies in the escort mission, to finish the mission, you actually do need to walk to the escort point. So Bad Chop was just wandering around an empty level until we finally got close enough that it triggered that, oh yeah, you're close to the escort point.
Yeah. Oh no, R1 dog got blown up. It happens to the best of us. We're fighting Gordon Dark after all, you know? Or maybe not, we're not fighting him yet. We're fighting the armpits. And so what happened is that Dark's masterpiece, the Raven, is key to Earth's control. A massive space-based weapons platform, the Raven houses dozens of troops and fighters, functioning as a strike base or a nearly impenetrable mobile compound, fitted with a state-of-the-art, why did I say aisle? State-of-the-art research lab and medical facility. This flying fortress is the quintessential military stronghold. As soon as you say quintessential, I feel like this game was not made in the U.S.
Well, it was made in France.
Yep, there we go. That's why. Okay, in a last desperate maneuver, Earth's rebel forces plot to take the Raven and engage the armored deployments in a final battle for control of Earth. Your orders are to carry out specific missions in a series of land and space campaigns planned by the Rebel High Command using a variety of surviving fighters and warrior mechs. You'll have to fight well, and you'll have to fight hard because, after all, there's no one else. I mean, if all of the Earth's population is dead, shouldn't you surrender? That's a good move.
Yeah, usually.
Honestly, I'd rather surrender than get... Well, I mean, it depends. What are the armaments going to do? Like, they've got a space fort.
But most of what the armaments seem to do in the game is... Well, I'll just be blunt here. Most of the things that the armaments seem to do in the FMV cutscenes is buy slaves and eat chopped up gummy worms in a very menacing manner.
I'm okay with the second one. Like, aggressively eating gummy worms, that's cool. The buying and selling slaves, much less cool. I think we need to fight them. And honestly, I would be fine being the sole human survivor and go out with my guns ablazing. If it was that or possibly slavery, let's go. Let's go. We're fighting. Come on, I'm not going to stand for that. And I'm going to steal your gummy worms. And free the slaves and eat gummy worms. That's what I'm doing.
I think it would. There's a large platter of them in one of the FMVs of the game, and I think what they were attempting to do was try to show an exotic food. And it was like, what's colorful that would show up good on the camera? Gummy worms. Yeah. And it's very clearly just a mountain of gummy worms that have been chopped up finely and just put on a platter.
Now, I have a
bad guys just slowly but succulently picking off these gummy worms.
Yum. Well, I've got an update because, Bad Chop has been in the lead for a long time. Jumi was in fourth, but is now essentially tied with Bad Chop, just getting to this point a couple minutes after Bad Chop. There's a very real possibility that Jumi is going to move into the lead. That's kind of a surprise. I was expecting Mazre to throw an upset in here, and he still may.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the walker levels are always something that they can get you behind very easily.
How do you tell if it's a walker level?
You don't fly.
Oh, well, okay, like R1 dog.
Yeah, exactly. R1 dog is on a walker level right now.
I'm very confused because I don't know. Whatever. It's a walker level. Are you also able to fly in the walker levels?
No, so you've got the machines that your pilot has, that you've got two different mechs that you can walk in, which control exactly the same. I don't know why the game makes it such a big point that you have two different walking mechs, whatever. And you have two different ships that also control exactly the same.
I mean, if you're not able to see them in the gameplay and they literally act exactly the same, just don't give people a choice. It's stupid.
You aren't given a choice. It's just like every mission you are assigned one.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fine. If there are lore reasons, then that's fine. I don't even know. I think it's kind of stupid.
R1 dog just lost the mission they were on because they destroyed the base that they were supposed to be protecting. You can self-damage bases.
Yeah, don't destroy your base. Okay, it's back to Campaign 2. Although champagne, yeah, maybe they could use a little champagne while doing. Maybe that's what they get for as a reward for the escort mission.
Ah. Okay, wait, I need to double check. I think Mazare is moving on to campaign 2, mission 3 now.
Ooh. Well,
I believe
that's
or
exciting.
mission 4.
Well, our referees are keeping things updated, and it does look like the debriefing for 2-2 is done onto 2-3.
Yep, yeah, so Mazare is on 2-3, yep.
Yeah, R1 Dog is behind. Now, again, I'm going to say, everybody watching, there's no shame in being in last place when it comes to Kusogrand8. Somebody has to be there. That's just the reality. And honestly, you know, for our new players this year, I'm always cheering for you to get out of 4th place. If you don't, that's completely okay. I'm still rooting for the underdog, okay? Yeah, and so, you know, if you end up playing Kusogrand8 and coming last, don't feel bad. It's kind of hard the first time that you do it. And you know, even after having done lots of races personally, I still lose plenty of them, you know? And there are people who, if I go up against, I'm like, well, okay, I've lost already, but let's do this. Let's go, baby.
Okay, so I believe Jumi is also through onto mission 3 of campaign 2 on the moon base. The little ding ding, that's the sound effect for whenever you change your target. That's the Moogle sound effect. I forgot which sound effect that was, but yes, the Moogle sound effect is changing your target, lock on target.
No, it was in the menu. Like,
I think it's recycled.
I'm not convinced. I'm gonna say that. I'll say, okay. I'll keep listening. No, that's almost more a chocobo than a Moogle sound.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Cosmic, you gotta know the difference between a Moogle and a chocobo. Okay? How many Final Fantasies have you played?
Good question. I've never beaten a Final Fantasy.
That's okay. But you know what a Moogle is, right?
Yes. I have played 6.
What's a Moogle?
Little white guys with pink heads, pink balls on their heads.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you the pass there. Okay, you're good.
You see, the Super Nintendo RPG that I have played through probably 7 or 8 times at this point is Front Mission. So
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it got a remake recently on Switch and Steam.
Ooh, okay. That excites me.
It's a strategy RPG.
That sounds fine. Okay, Front Mission. The question, is it mostly mechs and airplanes and stuff?
It's entirely.
Entirely what? You cut out.
It's entirely mechs.
Oh, never mind. I don't want to play it. Okay. It's just I don't know. Like, I like the idea of playing games with mechs, but they just don't interest me as much. I don't.
The storyline is darker than a lot of other SNES RPGs. I can't say that much about it without giving away massive plot points, but
yeah, don't give stuff away. It's something that maybe eventually I would check out. Maybe if I were extremely bored doing nothing and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's only Front Mission to play, then maybe I'd give it a shot.
I was going to mention that the way I've played through it a bunch of times, because it was never released in the US, was a fan translation. And the fan translation added in a bunch of a bunch of not needed swearing. But it was specifically one really grizzled war veteran that was just constantly swearing.
I think that's
It
fine.
made sense. Yeah, it made sense. It was like, so the fan translation has that. It's like the one grizzled war veteran that always has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, and the fan translation is just constantly cursing. And then I actually played the remake recently, and now he no longer curses, and it just doesn't feel like the same game.
Aw, yeah, like, come on, Final Fantasy VII it gave us multiple characters that sweared a lot. I love that, like, Sid, about 50% of the time they censored his swears and 50% of the time they didn't. And it was so inconsistent. I loved it. Of course, I played that back in the day where I was still, like, a very religious teenager, and, I wouldn't swear then, but heck, it gives personality. It's a little spice, It's not the spice that you would necessarily want in the office, but, some dishes need spice. Not everything has to be mashed potatoes.
Yeah. But wow, we've got what, 2 people I think now into
We've got
campaign
3
2?
people in campaign 2 mission 4.
Ooh, this is going to be a fun one for our refs then.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily the refs are keeping pretty good track of how things are going. Of course, the main goal is to make it to the furthest level through the game. However, what is the tiebreaker in that case?
So the refs are trying to keep track of how many enemies everyone has defeated in a mission. So if it comes to that, it is who has destroyed more enemies. You should be able to see how many enemies are in the radar. But if you fly very far away from them, now I'm realizing, as some of our competitors are doing, the enemies just disappear off the radar sometimes.
I don't see a radar.
It's in the top right-hand corner, and on the skybox that is currently up, it's almost the exact same color.
Hey.
Oh wait, Mazre is moved into first.
Yeah, Mazre is now in the lead. It was between Bad Chop and Jumi for a second. Mazre stealing the lead. Let's see if he's able to hold on to it. That is fantastic. How many chapters are there, by the way?
There are 5 campaigns with 4 missions apiece.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Wait. Campaign 2, mission 5. Apparently there's a 5th mission in this one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a fishman. There's 4 to 5 in each campaign, but there's a total of 5 campaigns.
Gotcha. R1 Dog moving on to 2-3, by the way. Still in last, but not completely out of it. We still have 18 minutes left, 17 minutes left at this point. That's enough time to beat quite a few missions, I believe. Yeah, the biggest pain is waiting through the load screens, which the players have to do. They don't really have a choice,
Yeah, so... Yeah, but it's, yeah, there we go. There's the scratch pad. I wasn't looking at... I lost track of where my, where the ref sheet was, so... I just found the scratch pad.
Good job. Referencing the scratch pad, by the way, for those who aren't able to psychically connect with us, essentially we have a place with all of the refs' notes and keeping track of how far the players have made. It's been an extremely helpful tool to actually understand what is going on. Thank you so much, referees, for helping out here.
It's been a massive help.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and as Dragoncat is mentioning, the PC version of this game has a lot of FMVs. All of the FMVs are in PlayStation version as well. The FMVs make it worth playing this game. I'm not sure if the missions do, but the FMVs 100% make it worth playing this game.
Okay, that's good to know. There are times in Kusogrand8 where we have people play the cutscenes. If the cutscenes aren't too long, because sometimes they're extremely entertaining, or occasionally in 2-hour matches we have them play the cutscenes because we're like, we need them. We need the lore.
Yeah, the cutscenes in this game are usually fairly long. They're usually about 2 to 3 minutes a pop, and there's one cutscene every 2 to 3 missions. So there's a lot of them.
By the way, apparently somebody got a notice in one of the levels that they were low on fuel. Is there fuel?
I think it was a weapon fuel.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, you're gonna want to run out of weapon fuel. I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, the bottom left red to blue bar should be a fuel bar, and it goes down incredibly slowly. In my playthroughs, I never encountered low fuel. So yeah, I guess someone was flying in circles long enough that they triggered that. I have never triggered that before.
Huh. Interesting.
Hey, you learn something new.
Yeah, you never know until it happens. Welcome to Kusogrand8. Sometimes you get surprised like that. By the way, this Cryo Interactive absolutely has a fascinating history. You said that like some of their best games were based on the Dune franchise. They made 1992 Dune, and I never actually played it, but I've heard that some of those games are really cool.
Yeah, it's basically, I would say 1992 Dune is a landmark of early 90s gaming. Like I would honestly call it such a technical marvel that it deserves to be mentioned in some of the best PC games of that era.
However, this company also made Hopkins FBI, which some people here are going to recognize that name due to Big Bad Game-a-thon. Oh.
Yeah, they had many more misses than hits.
I love it.
Many more misses.
Yeah. It's so good. I would say, like, I'm here for the misses. I love the hits. I believe Pfizer did a speedrun of that game a while back, or like a quick play, a jaunt, if you will, through the game. And yeah, some of the logic in it is some of the stupidest logic ever. But at the same time, you know, at least this company was experimenting with different genres. They've got platformers, they've got 3D games, they've got strategy games, they've got Hopkins FBI. You know, all of the genres are here.
And there was I can't remember the title of it now, but there's a really interesting PS1 game that they did that started out as an Aeon game, but they couldn't get the rights to it in the end, and it's very interesting. I wouldn't call it good, but it's a very interesting game. I'm trying to remember its name now.
Yeah, that's all right. If it comes to you, that's great. Oh, we are starting to get close to the end of the game. What I love is that when you are in space in this game, your frame rate just shoots up dramatically. However, I don't like the noises here. The noises are very annoying. It's like somebody decided to get a table saw and use that as the main freaking sound effect for this game. Like, no, you could have done literally anything else that wasn't this annoying. You could have put somebody going... That would have been better.
I'm glad that one person has at least reached one of the levels where you fly, where you have rings to fly through. Because I was thinking, man, the refs are going to think that I'm not saying that you have to fly through rings in some levels.
Yeah. Okay.
There's
yeah.
also enemies in them, but there you go. You can see Mazray is flying through through a ring.
Yeah. Suddenly, Superman 64.
I think Mazray has actually flown through 2 rings. I just see one on the scratch sheet. Yeah, there we go.
Well, they gotta update it, Cosmic. They gotta update it. They're working on it. Come on. Give our refs a break. Hey, Mazray is through the mission. I'm enjoying the game. Like, again, this is something that really wouldn't interest me. But because of that, it's something that I wouldn't have gotten to see or experience had it not been for Kusogrand8. That's part of the reason why I love this tournament. I get to sit through stuff that otherwise I never would. And, you know, like, back in the beginning years of Kusogrand8, it was just me choosing games, and then we brought in GMs, I believe, for the 3rd tournament, and we've never looked back. It was absolutely the right call, because there's just such a broad range of knowledge, and everybody has their own specialties, everybody has their own interests. Cosmic, you dip into 3D games a lot.
I think we're going to have to declare Mazray is the winner. They've gotten to the end of Disc 1, and Disc 2 is not reading. So I am calling it now. Mazray's just won. If anyone else reaches the end of Disc 1, then we'll just call it there. But
okay, yeah. Do you know how to get Disc 2 to read?
It should have been in the bin file, but it might not have transferred correctly. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to send. If it doesn't read, we'll just say, okay, end of Disc 1. That's the end goal. There should be another bin file, but now I'm going to have to double check that I actually did include it in the
download. If you didn't include,
yeah. Where's my Google Drive? Drive. Yeah. Go to my drive. Thank you, Google. Oh, I did not include Disc 2 in the Google Drive. Okay, yeah. So Mazray's won.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and invite Mazray to come and chat. Winning because the 2nd disc didn't get included. Hey, everybody, welcome to Kusogrand8. Sometimes this happens. But at the same time, you know, we've had matches where people beat the game 10, 15 minutes into them, usually because it was a game that I gave out, and, oops. Yeah, having somebody finish what we've got up to this point, I think that's pretty fair. That's just kind of funny that we have that. Well, congratulations, Mazray. You won what we had for you, which is pretty fantastic. And there we go, Mazray hopping in here. Hello, how you doing? Oh, let me turn you up. Okay, I think I should be able to hear you now. Okay, talk to me. Yeah, congratulations, you won the game. Yeah, we still have 3 other players who are competing for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I Wouldn't be too surprised if we have somebody else get to this point. But yeah, we thought that both of the discs had been sent. I guess only one of the discs got sent over to you, and because of that, you managed to get a little farther than expected. So great job at blowing away expectations there.
This definitely isn't the worst thing I've played.
Okay.
So it's got that going for it, and I think with this genre, like even the good games in the genre can be very difficult or have very strange difficulty curves. And this one, definitely falls into that category as well, I think.
Yeah, like what were the main difficulty parts of the game, did you think? Because yeah, you blasted through quite a bit of this, and there was a point where I think you were in third place actually, but you just managed to really speed up later.
Yeah. Like you're thrown back. Like the big thing is getting your head around the differences between the grounded missions and the free-flying ones.
Okay.
The free-flying ones felt almost good. The main issue is hitting anything, because you sort of need to use the lock-on, but as I'm sure has been mentioned, the lock-on just locks onto anything. It's like a big list of things you're just cycling through.
Yeah.
So you can't tell whether it's near you or far, and it basically took quite a bit to start to get comfortable with the fact that, okay, you kind of need to focus on one or two things at a time, toggle till you see something in your sights, go forward, kill that, and then switch to the next thing. Because if you tried to like play it like a normal game and shoot what was in front of you, you were more often than not going to hit anything, especially on the ground when things are just completely outmaneuvering you by flying at you in like strafing runs and stuff like that.
Yeah, fascinating. I'm not really a big fan of 3D shooters. I played some back in the early DOS era that were kind of fine, and there's some joy to it, but at the same time, I'm wondering, did this game have much depth to it? Was there like a decent amount of strategy? Cycling until you had a target that was actually in your sights, obviously being part of that. Were there other elements of strategy that went into playing this game?
I felt the non-lock-on the non-missile weapons felt a lot more effective. It seemed like you needed a second level of lock-on, basically, to like there was like a text that would pop on your screen when you had a hard lock, I guess, that you needed for the missiles and stuff. So a lot of times it just felt better to use whatever kind of auto-fire weapon there was.
Yeah,
provided you had the handle for it. If the mission briefing said not to bother with combat, don't bother with combat. Just get through as fast as you can, basically.
Okay.
And then the only, as far as depth goes, the only real thing was kind of learning how the lock-on worked and how to actually read. Okay, they're pointing in this direction, and basically getting to terms with the fact that sometimes stuff could be way out of your radar range.
Yeah.
You just kind of had to hit the lock-on button and then kind of follow it along, basically.
Yeah, I gotcha. So
and then the escort stuff, like they never seemed to die, so I just kind of focused on killing things and not worrying about it. Basically, they were kind of like big decoys for you, because like hopefully they took enough of the enemy fire away from you so that you didn't immediately get exploded.
Yeah, I will say we have had multiple players who lost due to what they were escorting getting destroyed, but that was usually because they shot what they were escorting, and that was the biggest problem, not killing what they're supposed to protect. Yeah.
Zero effort to keep my escort target in range, so I thankfully didn't have a lot of opportunity to shoot at it.
Oh, good. Yeah, not keeping what you're escorting in range. Perfect. I love that idea. Sorry, go ahead.
Friendly fire I was going to say, friendly fire being on for escort missions. Seems a little cruel, but you know, it's a staple of these games.
Oh, yeah. Now, so have you played a decent number of space shooters before then?
A handful. The one that I'm necessarily even particularly good at. I don't know that I finished many of them.
Okay.
I played a little Wing Commander back in the days.
Yeah.
A little bit of Colony Wars on the PlayStation as well, and maybe dabbled with a couple of the Star Wars properties that are in the genre as well. But again, I can't think of one that I actually finished. Generally because the difficulty would generally scale to something I couldn't handle, or it'd be kind of like this battle of attrition type thing. But even like I said, even in the good games in the genre, it can be a struggle. It feels like.
Yeah. With that said, you did a fantastic job here. The match is officially at the hour. We are done, and you made the most progress here. Getting to the insert disc 2 and not having disc 2 is definitely the victory here. And looking at everything else here, it appears that everybody else got to Chapter 2, Mission 6. It's possible that R1 Dog got the most enemies killed, followed by Bad Chop and then Jumi, which is a huge change, but yeah, it was really close for everybody here.
Yeah, Bad Chop was in first for almost the entire match, and then, yeah, he ended up in third by the end.
Yeah, of course, there's a reason we have the referees around just in case they need to go and double check. It's close enough that may be worth doing just because everybody made it to the same mission and it was this close. It was seriously close. With that said, I honestly think I enjoyed this more than I expected. Again, I'm not a big space shooter type of person. This isn't my favorite genre, but it still seemed like it wasn't overly complicated, but still had enough depth that you could employ some strategy. And as you said, not the worst thing we've had. Not the worst thing you've played here. Definitely not going to be the worst thing that you play, even at home on your own. Now, Mazre, I have to ask, what are you doing these days? Are you streaming? Should people be aware of what is happening over at your channel?
They should absolutely not be aware of what's at my channel because there is nothing going on over there right now.
Nothing! Oh, well, that's perfect. No, that's completely fine. We have some people who are full-time streamers, and we have some people who just stream very rarely or on occasion. If you do happen to have projects that happen, though, that you want to get some eyes on, let us know. I love to be able to share what's happening in the community. Yeah, Cosmic, what about you? I know that you've been pretty busy with work and such. You took some time out to do Kusogrand8 today. Are things getting a little bit calmer around your area of the world?
Things are a bit calmer now. Things are working out well. So yeah, I was very happy to get in with some Kuso today. And yeah, I think refs are still double checking.
Yeah. That's completely fine. We'll let the refs do their job. Tentatively, the order that I have right now is Mazre in the lead. I don't think you're going to lose that. Tentatively, R1 Dog in second, Bad Chop in third, Jumi Wanderer in fourth. Things could change, though. Do not be surprised if you see the results be a little bit different on the score page for Kusogrand8. But Mazre, congratulations. You were the one that I would have bet on. You took it. Good job there. All right, well, I'll go ahead and let you both go because we've got more Kusogrand8 coming up next.
Later.
Take care, friends. Well, everybody, as I let the next players start getting streaming and such, I am going to go ahead and run a quick ad. I gotta run to the restroom, and we will be right back.